Good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome into a live edition of the Dream Wager on this beautiful Monday, September 27th, 2021. I am your host, and alongside me, my partner in crime, Elvis. How are you doing today, sir?
Pretty good. Yeah, it could
Beautiful
be worse.
Day.
It could be worse.
Yeah,
But we all right. We good. We good.
And joining us from sunny South Carolina, our third member of the crew, Joey D. How are you feeling today, sir?
Oh, it's cool down here. I'm enjoying this fall weather in sunny South Carolina and coming off an exciting weekend, man. I had a ball. I had a blast.
It was a great weekend of just fights, college football in general. Great to have you both with us today. We'll recap the crazy weekend we had in the sports world. Plus, a little later on, we'll have plays for tonight's NFC East matchup between the Eagles and the Cowboys. But, Joe, I do want to start with UFC 266 that took place Saturday night. We had an incredible night of fights, showed some absolute dominant performance. What was your favorite fight of the night?
Oh, it's got to be the main event, man. That third round was one of the best in history. We had a great five-round event. Man, you don't see anyone get out of those submissions that Brian Ortega throws up quite like we saw this weekend. Like Alexander Volkanovski, he has a will about him. Like he will not tap to anything. And that man had triangles in deep. There was a guillotine in deep, about two of them. Like it was impressive to see him get out of that because pretty much anyone else on the planet, probably besides like a Max Holloway or another great 145er, is going to tap to that. And the fact that he didn't, I think it attests to his championship mentality that Alexander Volkanovski has.
Yeah, and those people in city kickboxing, they're bred different. Everyone won from
Dan
the gym.
Hooker got a victory.
Dan Hooker won.
Great showing him.
So it's great to see everybody from that camp doing well. He even came out and said he was, when one of the guillotines was in, he was like, I'm seconds away from losing this belt.
He said it to himself.
And I guess something came up over him and took control. But even Elvis was texting us in the group chat. That was probably one of the best rounds you ever saw.
That was the greatest round I ever saw, ever witnessed, ever, period.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I thought he had him choked out twice. Two different occasions.
Yep, two different submissions.
The fact that he was able to get out the first one was impressive.
Yeah.
And then on the second one, he was choked out, and then he got out just a little bit and he gave the thumbs up. That's what I knew. I was like, oh, yeah.
He's good.
And I'm
different.
surprised. in that third round. I'm
Uh-huh.
surprised he didn't call the fight. You saw Ortega just laying out.
Oh, after the
round.
fight,
Yo, bro,
he
he's
just
done.
needed a second.
Nah, he needed a few minutes. That boy was gone. He did not know where he was at that very moment.
But after those submissions, man, Alex coming right back in and throwing the combinations that he has, like it's just that,
bro, he didn't get tired.
Yeah,
like,
and I saw Alex get tired like midway through the fifth. I was like, his cardio is on another level.
I think he did lose the fifth round, and the Verdict Global scorecards also showed that as well. That Brian Ortega did take the fifth round, but the rest of the fight, it was all Alexander Volkanovski.
The fact that Ortega still was throwing haymakers in the fifth, late in the fifth, trying to win the fight was impressive. He even dazed him a few times late in the last minute.
And
that was shocking.
He got the respect of Alex. He was
even beef. I didn't even know they had beef like that.
Yeah, they were making it because the Ultimate Fighter, they were making it, like you said, they were making beef out of it. There was bad blood going into the fight, but there's something about exchanging punches and submissions that makes you the best of friends. I don't quite know the psychology around it, but people have made posts about it, and it's an amazing thing. This sport is one of the best in the world.
Brian Ortega should not hang his head. He should feel great because he had the spirit of a champion during that fight. And he just ran into.
He has the heart of a champion. He didn't quit.
No. And Alexander is on a 20-fight win streak.
Exactly.
So he beat Max Holloway and Jose Aldo, probably the greatest at his weight class, arguably. So he beat them twice. So it's like, come on.
And those are the only two people that Ortega has lost to. So,
but now did you see that Conor McGregor, he might go up a weight class.
Oh, he'll have to go down.
Oh, down.
He'll have to go down back to 145. That's where he first started. But I don't know if he's going to do it. It's a money fight, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's like Nick Diaz could have fought for the 170-pound belt, but is that the best course of action for the UFC? It's probably not the best fight to make. And maybe in terms of money, it is, but in terms of like the actual rankings and where everyone has fallen in the weights, it's not. It's not. So,
speaking of Nick Diaz, what were your thoughts on the fight? I thought I wanted to see a little more from Nick. I thought he came in out of shape, and Robbie
100%.
Came in ahead of the curve.
Yeah, he came in ready for that 170-pound fight. I don't think Nick Diaz even thought that they were going to fight at 170 the whole time, because he didn't look in shape for 170. Like he looked like he just kind of came in, kind of sitting on his ass a little bit. But he's still a ninja, man. It was a little painful to watch because they're both like OGs of the sport, not in their prime any longer. They're older. But hey, like I said, he's a ninja. Coming out in that first round, throwing that spinning attack to open up the fight was just insane. Like
I love that.
I love that. That was nuts. Robbie Lawler is just a beast. You know what I mean? Like when you're watching the embeddeds and stuff like that, he was doing things I've never seen any fighter do before. They're like he was like putting air pressure in each of his arms and each of his legs, basically to like maybe condition or cut circulation in a sense so that he can have more muscle condition or muscle endurance as the fight progressed. And you could see it, like third round came. This is where normally the best conditioned athlete in the roster is like Nick and Nate Diaz, the best conditioned athletes. It didn't show. Robbie was more in shape and more conditioned for a 4 to 5 round fight than Nick was, which was unfortunate and something that we thought we'd never see.
And I was also surprised that when Robbie knocked him down, Robbie wanted to let him up to fight on the feet.
Nick was done.
Nick was done.
Yeah, he was like, let me get that
I was very
check.
shocked by that.
Yeah, normally you don't see that. You don't expect that from the boys, but I think it was that he didn't want to be there. Like this looked like a Nick Diaz that he had to fight. It's not that he wanted to. You know, we know when we see the brothers go in there wanting to fight, their opponent's in for war. You know, but this was a Nick Diaz that I think had to fight more than he wanted to. So it kind of showed. Body language says a lot. I know he also said a lot himself, which you don't normally hear.
Yeah.
They don't normally talk a lot, but the way that he was talking is like, if I go in there and get beat up, so be it. I'll be back, you know? But that's the thing. Hopefully we get to see both these guys soon.
It was funny. He was like, I didn't even know who set this fight up. He was like, I don't know about my management. It was surprised that he was even fighting.
Exactly. Oh, man.
But I do want to talk about the co-main event. Is Valentina the greatest woman flyweight of all time?
Yeah, 100%. She's the greatest flyweight of all time by far. There's no competition there. I think that people were having little like comments of Juliana Pena possibly being a threat for the title, but I don't see that.
No way.
And the only thing is like people could compare her resume to Amanda Nunes. The fact is Amanda Nunes does have the names. She's beaten Cyborg. She's beaten Ronda Rousey. She's beaten Valentina Shevchenko twice. So the fact of the matter is that in terms of greatest female competitors of all time, Amanda has that slight edge, but Valentina Shevchenko is the greatest flyweight competitor flyweight champion that the women's division has ever seen, and that's bar none. She definitely is.
I'm like looking like who's next on her radar then, because I'm looking at all of the rankings and she's beaten mostly all of these.
Absolutely, and it's not even close.
Does she go up? Does she go down?
Was what she said it herself when the post-fight interview. She was saying that what it is the opponent get in there and they know that their game plan isn't going to work seconds into the fight. So there's no hope. Like, you're hopeless in there fighting against somebody who's a world beater. That's Valentina Shevchenko. And who knows? She could be a KGB assassin. We don't know what's going on there. But anything you throw at her, if you have great ground, if you have great submissions, or if you have great stand-up, she's going to beat you at your own game, and that's exactly what we saw. She beat Lauren Murphy at probably is what her best suit is just to take someone down and beat them up on the ground. And that's exactly what happened, Lauren Murphy. There's just no competition. Valentina Shevchenko beats you at what you're best at.
Yeah. Were you surprised how good Curtis Blaydes looked, or were you surprised on how inefficient Rosenstrike was?
No, it wasn't. I think Curtis Blaydes took the best punches that Rosenstrike had to offer. I said that I didn't see a surprise knockout occurring in that because you can't really teach what Derek Lewis does. He just gets up when he's on the ground. The dude just knocks you out of thin air. Like, it's just something that Derek Lewis possessed. That's why he's always a threat and always gets the benefit of the doubt. But I didn't see that Curtis Blaydes was going to get caught in anything that Jairzinho has to throw. And it was exactly the battle of the differences. He was probably the most kickbox-oriented guy that Curtis Blaydes has fought, which is Jairzinho Rosenstrike. But in comparison, Jairzinho Rosenstrike hasn't fought a folk-style pure freestyle wrestler like Curtis Blaydes, and that's what I saw. I always favor the grappling, and the fact that I did see that coming into the fight, I said, I'm taking the decision with Curtis Blaydes. That's exactly what hit, and it was plus 220. I just saw it the whole way through. I just said he was going to be able to utilize his strengths more so than Jairzinho was going to, because I didn't see a flash knockdown. Obviously, the jab was there. Curtis Blaydes' face was swelled up from the jab that Jairzinho had, but it's just the fact is when you get taken down so many times, that power is also ineffective, and when you don't have a defense for it, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's defeating, especially in the third round when he just kept taking him down and laying on him. It was just like I'm done.
It's a hard fight for anybody. It's to fight Curtis Blaydes, knowing the wrestling pedigree he possesses. It's a tough fight. Nobody really wants to fight that guy in the heavyweight division.
No.
I was just a little surprised that the fight was so boring. Like, I expected a knockout or a big finish. It's two heavyweights there. That's right. So I'm thinking like something great's gonna happen. But the fact that he was just Blaydes just won the first 2 rounds and then just laid on him on the third was kind of whack to me. But that's just an outsider.
That might have been the only fight that was a letdown because the rest of the card was great. We had Jalen Turner. I called that against Uros Medic. Jalen Turner got the first round submission in the prelims. Like we always tell you guys, watch the prelims. And then the other two cards to start the fight, it wasn't too bad. Like you said, Curtis Blaydes, was the letdown, but hey, Jessica Andrade.
I was just going to get there.
She's right there, man. She's right there.
What
she's like
dominant performance. And then to call out the champ, and she's going to go down and get the rematch against Rose.
She wants it all. She wants to smoke. I love Jessica Andrade. I saw it. I think I took her money line, but I didn't see her getting her out of the first round. But, she's just a powerhouse, man. She's built like a fire hydrant. That's stocky, powerful. She already took Rose out and became champion the way she slammed her, and then the way she just took out Cynthia Calvillo. The thing is that you got 125. You got Valentina Shevchenko there, where I don't think that, even though she's that next fighter, it's not, close but no cigar.
At least she's realistic. She says, look, I can't beat Valentina at the weight class that I'm at. Let me go down. I know I could beat Rose. I've already done it. So let them settle their beef between Rose and Zhai Weili. So we'll see.
And I think Jessica Andrade also has the most fights in the women's flyweight division as
20,
well.
20, right?
20,
or 21
yeah,
or
exactly.
like that.
Which is surprising because she's kind of fresh into the sport.
How was your record on Saturday night in the UFC?
Oh, I was doing great. I pretty much was undefeated up until the Nick Diaz fight, and then my total record, I believe, was 7-2. So 7-2 to end the night.
Great day.
Straight locks.
Also, quick news in the UFC. Fucking Sterling pulled out, or the doctors pulled him out of the Peter Yan
and
rematch.
he was in the embedded, like saying what's up to like Nick Diaz. He was like, hey, what's up? And it's like, damn, dude, you literally pulled out right there. Well, Peter Yan said he's willing to fight anybody, and I know somebody who wants to fight. Sugar Show.
Oh yeah, who?
Sugar Show.
Wow.
But I don't think the UFC.
You really think they do that?
Once again, numbers would be astronomical. It would be great for the sport. I think actually Sean O'Malley's a bad matchup to be out of anyone in 135. I think Peter Yan beats pretty much anyone in 135, but Sean O'Malley, the length and the reach and the striking ability, I think is a tough matchup. But it's just the fact he's unranked. We don't remember that this man doesn't have a number next to his name, so that's an unfortunate aspect of all this. But let's start getting these guys matchups. Let's start getting them in there so that we can actually see the matchups we want to as fans.
Nice. Do we have a fight night this weekend, Joe?
Yes, we do. We do have a fight night this week. I'm kind of drawing a blank, actually. If you want to look it up real quick just to be secure.
Events. Let me see as well.
It's like rolling off my tongue right now.
Internet is slow. That's not good.
Not good.
Not
Don't
good.
panic.
Well, the only reason why I'm like drawing a blank is
Santos versus Walker.
Johnny Walker. Yeah, I might have a little name for Johnny Walker. He's a glass can. He gets knocked out a lot, but he surely gets the job done in a lot of his fights.
Looking ahead, I didn't know Holly Holmes is back.
Really? All right. The only reason why I draw a blank there is because I actually wanted to talk about one particular thing, which is not MMA related. It's boxing related. Anthony Joshua lost to Alexander Usyk this weekend. I had no idea that boxing event was taking place, and it did. And now we had this whole build-up that Anthony Joshua was going to fight Tyson Fury and that no one could beat Anthony Joshua. And Alexander Usyk, he just made light work of Anthony Joshua. Good. Like you said, I think you said it right, clown. I think that it's a clown show. I think Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, and that's the match that we make. I think you have Tyson Fury fight Alexander Usyk, and you see who's going to be the definitive heavyweight champion of that whole promotions. And
no cheating with the gloves this time.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You're right.
So.
How did you do? Coastal? Big win over the weekend?
Oh, yeah. Huge win over the weekend. Blew him out by 50 points. I covered him 37.5. Everyone looked at me sideways. If it wasn't for that late second fumble by Rutgers would have probably been victorious. That was going to hit. And how about West Virginia, Country Roads? They covered the spread there. I know it was another close one as well, but those were my college weekend locks that were very close, almost undefeated.
Did you have any?
Have none. I was leaning Nebraska plus the points.
Oh, that was the only one that fucked me. Fucking Iowa with another under at home.
Yep.
Lock. Duke easy cover over Kansas, who's just awful. Kentucky nice cover on the road in Columbia.
That was a smart one.
And then Michigan State fucked me, bro. They
won.
Yeah, they won, but they ain't covered. They should have covered in overtime.
Like Dylan says, good teams win, great teams cover.
Hey, are we gonna get that matchup? Is that coming soon? Michigan versus Michigan State, or is that at the end of the season?
I think that's week 10? Right?
Yeah, it's
11.
A week late.
I think if both these teams could stay undefeated, that's going to be a great matchup. It's got to be on like Fox or something.
Oh, it has to be. But yeah, Joe, I was watching the Rutgers game. The second half, their defense was locking down Michigan. Michigan scored 55 points every game, but Rutgers came in on the road and they held their own. And they had the chance to win it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because you heard a lot of players like, on the Michigan side, that they had Jersey talent. So you lose a lot of talent. Like, it's unfortunate Rutgers loses that much talent, but they're so well coached. That's the thing. From top to bottom, their coaches are world class, and they could be professional coaches. So the fact of the matter is, you got them in the college level, they're going to make all these athletes that much better. So hey, at the end of the day, they hold their head high and they move on, because I still see high things coming out of Rutgers. So
clean up a couple of things, and I think they'll be right back in the winning column.
Yes, sir.
It was a great day Saturday for us. Sunday, not so much.
Just above
good day
water.
for Joe, not me. Elvis, let's start with your team.
Oh man,
what
gotta start
happened? God. Were you more surprised with how good the Saints looked?
No, I was just shocked. Not shocked, but
3 picks from Mac.
Yeah, we just can't get nothing going offensively. Maybe the Saints defense just better than we thought. But genuinely, but what I saw offensively, at the end of the day, is a rookie quarterback, so you can't expect much. I understand, that defense is impressive. It's not like, they were going against Jacksonville or the Falcons. They could play. The Saints could play, but, it just worries me a little bit that we're 1-2. I didn't expect that. I thought we was going to make the playoffs. It's not looking like it. Now we got Tampa going next week. 1-3 start is not good.
Big game.
It just looks like you struggle offensively to push the ball downfield. Our defense is
top 10. Defense is not the issue. But even our O-line is good.
It looks like every game is going to be a slugfest, slow-scoring, tight game. Except
special teams oriented.
Yeah, but when it looked like Mac Jones wanted to push the ball downfield, he would always hit his
check down.
Check downs. Thank you. He would always hit the check downs. That shit pisses me off.
I know you mentioned the offensive line, but what I'm seeing is that there aren't many holes being created for the running backs, unfortunately, and then it bleeds into the passing game. That's what I'm seeing.
Passing game, our O-line holds up. It's just I don't understand why he only looks at his first read and then checks down. Go through your reads. You got multiple reads. You just don't have one. I understand. That's what he's probably getting told. They don't want him to, turn the ball over. But hey, you got to at least look at your second option.
Take a chance.
Checking it down. Like those little 2-yard plays ain't gonna win it. Ain't gonna do it, especially against that Saints team.
Second time Saints being underdogs, winning by double digits, and then the only time they were favorite, they lost by double digits.
Wow. Then you don't know what to expect.
Figure them out.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, but hey, it was tough for all of us. Seahawks didn't look that good against Minnesota.
Jets couldn't score, obviously, but. Well,
everybody had to minus the points. Bro.
Yeah, well, obviously Teddy he covered again.
That's right, Teddy Two Gloves. That man covered.
No, how good does Josh Allen look? Or how bad does Washington look?
That's
a shame.
The fraud. I don't know what happened.
No, I think it's because they can't stay fucking off the field. Their offense is so
They're
bad.
exhausted.
They're exhausted.
No, that's the thing. Tyler Heineke looked pretty good yesterday.
I didn't think so.
He played decent. It's not like he had a horrible game. It's not like he turned the ball over 4 times. Like,
I think the Bills' defense actually looked really good.
No, the Bills' defense is good, but Allen just had one
fantasy,
of those days.
baby.
You had the loss, but huge day. He's the former MVP. What do you expect? Like, this kid is just special. He's gonna throw 300. What I think he had 380.
Yeah,
4 touchdowns,
359 or something like that.
He's got a rocket of an arm, man, and having the guy like Stephon Diggs finally.
Yeah, and the fact that he's like, he's giving everybody possessions, not just Diggs.
Yeah,
Knox had a good game.
Cole Beasley,
Zach Moss even caught a nice one.
Yeah,
like the offense is there. They're serious contenders, and the way it's looking. Buffalo might be one of the best teams in the NAFC.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Let's go to the next game. Oh, my God. We got to talk about this Ravens-Lions game.
Wow.
66 yards and the NFL record.
Amazing. Indoors. That's not like they were at Mile High. No. Yeah. That was at Ford Field.
Quick question. Is Justin Tucker the GOAT? Is he the GOAT?
He's the greatest kicker I've seen.
Like, Vinatieri got bigger moments.
True. Yeah. True.
But he's the most accurate
and
kicker.
Consistent.
Yeah.
And bro, he gets the longest of all time. Got a bowl.
And he's the most accurate.
Yes, percentage-wise.
Vinatieri has better moments.
He's the Italian style. Yeah.
You can't take that away from Vinatieri. But Justin Tucker, man, he's a special breed. Like that they're not going to make one like him again, I don't think.
Yeah.
And like you were saying before we started recording, my boy Lamar was throwing dimes. They should have blown him out. They fucked me. They didn't cover.
Yo, bro. I don't know if y'all saw the game. I know I did. Marquise Brown dropped 2 touchdowns.
Oh my God.
And when I tell you, and I'll be the first one to say that Lamar is not an accurate throw. He can't consistently throw the ball downfield with accuracy. Well, yesterday, the fuck he did. He was throwing the fuck out that ball.
I believe he can. I think he's an accurate passer. It's just that it's inconsistent. Exactly.
You can't do it 10 weeks straight, 250 yards passing in a row. You can't. But last night, he did it. Marquise Brown dropped 2 huge touchdowns, and he also dropped the 3rd pass.
Yeah, that can't happen.
It can't happen.
Leave it to a week 3 game in Detroit, though. That's how it would happen.
The fact that Detroit was in position to win this game, if it wasn't for the greatest, arguably one of the greatest kicks of all time, Detroit wins this game.
True, outright.
Detroit beats the Baltimore Ravens.
That's crazy.
That's just blasphemy.
They gave MCDC his first win, and I think covered a couple of people's parlays because they had a lot of money line parlays where the Detroit Lions were coming out victorious, $76,000 down the drain.
That would have been the biggest outright,
bro. They were plus like 600.
Yeah,
they were like what, 11-point dog?
No, 8.
8.
Yeah. But now a look ahead line: Baltimore is on the road next week as a dog against the Broncos.
That's a dog.
Yeah,
that's a game in Mile High. I'll be honest.
A lot of people
Denver look good now.
Yeah,
I'm rolling with Denver.
You called it. Yeah, you called it, Dylan.
Denver look good now.
Almost, Joe. I know you took the Jags. Close call. Holy shit, Jags had a.
Did you see the album cover? Almost covered.
Almost covered, bro.
No, they won't.
For 109. That's another NFL record.
Bro, I'll be honest.
That was good.
if it was the final play of the game, that's a fireable offense. There's no way you should be kicking a 68-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't got Justin Tucker.
Not even. Like, you should have attempted either way. Like, at least with, Baltimore situation is ending the game.
The time's expired. And they already lose no matter what.
They'll try to return it. They're just going to let it bounce. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You giving them opportunity to put points on the board. Yeah, it's unlikely to return it. But look at you. You started panicking, but you covered. Yeah,
I thought it was a trap game, but hey, Arizona, they're actually a good football team. And Elvis, to your point, man, they're gonna find ways to win. Like Jags and Lions, they're gonna find ways to lose. So another team, I know when I'm gonna jump ahead, but them Giants look awful. Like that's a team that might fall in that category. Will find ways to lose.
Yesterday, I said that might just be the worst team in the NFL. I know the Jets are the Jets, but you know what? We could arguably agree. Everybody, even the listeners. MetLife is the host of the world.
They're sharing the stadium then.
They're sharing the worst, just teams in the world.
Everybody's talking about Gettleman and for the Giants and how he should be fired. But what about Joe Douglas?
What have he's done?
I get that they're in rebuilding mode, but not one of his draft picks or free agent signings have panned out thus far.
They look terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm tired. We can't even put 3 fucking points on the board. I don't care if you're playing Denver or if you're playing Jacksonville because the result would still be the same. They're going to lose. Every rookie besides Mac Jones, because he played another rookie, every rookie is 0-8 against the spread this year. Either the defenses are immaculate and gotten better or the rookies are just not coming into good situations. The only one person to win ATS was Mac Jones, and he played Zach Wilson, who threw fucking 4 picks.
Early.
So
I think it's the latter. I think it's just that they're falling into bad situations, unfortunately.
Oh my God. I had to get that off my chest. It was just awful.
It's all right, though. It's all right.
I knew the Jets were going to lose, but you can't score a fucking field goal? No, that's off. That's unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. I'm tired of it.
Get him out.
Get him out.
I told you he was a bust. I tried to tell you.
I said he was. I wanted Justin Fields.
He looks like he belongs on Disney Channel.
Oh my God.
Let me stop. I have some respect.
Let's go to the game. Retrack it real quick against another 1:00 game. Me and Joe were on it. I was on it on Wednesday. I said they were a live dog. I said take the points, and you laughed at me. You said they're gonna have to put up 30 points to keep up with the Chiefs.
They did.
What happened? They didn't put up 30 points. Come on now. Chargers plus 6.5. Block fucking week.
They put up 30. Had to.
We had to take the points though. I wasn't so certain about getting the dub in Arrowhead, but they got it done.
I'm gonna be honest. When you have 3 turnovers in the first quarter,
that's what lost them.
That's just hard to overcome. You got Patrick Mahomes. There was a very rare interception. Tyreek Hill fumbles in the zone, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire
another fumble.
You start off the game with 3 straight turnovers. You're not gonna win. And I'll be honest. I know last week I was talking about this. Justin might be on a sophomore slump. My boy was
hell no.
My boy was yesterday. I don't know what was into him. I don't know. I guess it was just beat Chiefs. That was the memo. We got to turn the ball over. But guess what? They came out there and they played. So
AFC West now.
Yep,
might be the best division in football.
Them and the Broncos sitting there.
Raiders 3-0.
The Raiders. Holy shit, Joe. I forgot about the Raiders.
You was like, nah.
I said under 8.5 wins. I didn't believe in John Gruden.
Told you now.
That's over. It's over now.
But good win by the Chargers. Good bounce back win after losing to the Cowboys. I'm telling you, Keenan Allen is probably one of the most underrated receivers.
Absolutely. From the past decade.
He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And he has the best footwork. I know everybody talks about Amari Cooper.
His route running.
And Devontae Adams. But my man, Keenan Allen's footwork, it's up there. He's one of the best in the game for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. What were you going to say, Joe, about Keenan Allen?
No, his footwork. His route running, like it's immaculate. It's one of the best, and his hands are consistent. I'm pretty sure he's pretty much average for, like you said, the past 10 years. He's probably averaged about 1,000 yards and probably close to 5. Like he's averaging that every year. He's gonna get you 1,000 yards and he's gonna get you at least 5 touchdowns.
And look who's healthy and playing pretty good. Finally living up to that 7th overall pick, Mike Williams.
Oh yeah,
he's having a season. He's having a career year so far.
He's got hops.
I think they found their running back.
Eckler.
Austin Eckler, he could do everything. He could run the ball, he could catch the ball, and he could pass block, run. He's literally the whole package.
What they had at one point, they had Gordon. They had Melvin Gordon back there, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you want to get re-signed?" No, actually,
we're going to take Austin Eckler.
Another great. Let's finish up the 1:00 games. Great win on the road, Bengals. Zach Taylor and that fucking LSU team. Jesus Christ, what's with this play calling with the Steelers on 4th and 10 in the 4th quarter? You do a little.
That's what the tweet was about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why they targeted him 15 times. I understand you're a little weak on the receiving cores. You got a few injuries, but there's no way Najee Harris should be having 15 targets.
A running back shouldn't have that many. Like, there's no way.
Like even
it should be a supplementary piece, not like the main one. You know, like it's complimentary.
Appreciate force feeding him, but I'll be honest, that's not going to win you the game. You got to throw the ball downfield.
His career is going to diminish quicker.
Hey.
So.
I do like Chase Claypool, but I think Juju Smith-Schuster is a shell of himself.
Yeah, he's just not it. TikTok took over his world. Fortnite. I don't know what's
that. Up with the and like we were talking about checkdowns with Mac Jones. Big Ben does the same thing.
Yeah, but I think the difference between Mac Jones and Big Ben, I honestly don't think Big Ben could really throw the ball down the field anymore. Wow. Mac Jones can still throw the ball down. He could throw the ball downfield. I think if Big Ben does it, he has to really load up. And I'll be honest, I don't think his offensive line is giving him that much time either.
You don't see it.
Cincinnati's defense is just that impressive. I don't know.
I do think they're actually a good ball club. I think we slept on them pretty much. I think they're going to come in and be competitive throughout the year.
Especially offensively.
Yeah, but is Big Ben done? Like, he doesn't look good. First 3 weeks, he's not good. He barely got that win in Buffalo. The special teams won the game.
I'm pretty sure Action HQ posted something. He says, "Mobile as a tree," and the man just fell over throwing the ball.
That's hilarious. You were talking about the Raiders before, Joe.
Right.
I can't 3-0. They're actually interesting to watch.
They're a good team. Bro, they're
Derek Carr MVP right now.
MVP leads what? I don't think he leads the league in touchdowns, but
he's thrown for another 380 yards again yesterday.
Bro, he's averaging 400. Probably have the most touchdowns because the way he's going, he's honestly, bro, the way the Raiders are playing overall, and the fact that Pierre came in with Josh Jacobs hurt.
I was about to say.
Had over 100 yards rushing was impressive.
They got a good old line. I was going to say before Jacobs got hurt, you had Keenan Drake and Josh Jacobs running that dual-headed monster type backfield. But now that was a rookie, right? Pierre's a rookie?
Nah. He's a vet.
No?
He just
okay.
Around. And the fact that, remember, this game started off rough. It was a 12-0 lead.
By the
Miami
Dolphins,
had the lead.
Yeah.
Offense was up 12-0.
Got that takeaway, pick six.
Jacoby Brissett he was looking all right, but,
he's capable quarterback.
He's capable. He had the lead. Miami blew it.
That's true. But interesting call. They could have called a pass interference at the end, but you wind up pushing with the +4.
No, it hit.
Oh, it hit.
Yeah, because they won by 3 in overtime. I was going to say, is that their third overtime game or was their second? Because the first game of the season was overtime.
Last week, did they go overtime?
I don't think they did last week. I think they won outright.
Yeah, they went outright. I can't believe we waited this long. Talk about the Bucs and Rams.
Exciting one.
Oh man, great win for the Rams. I think they needed it a little more against the defending champs. They were at home. I knew they were gonna be able to put up points, but yeah, AB was out for the Bucs. It took them. It took them a little while to get the offensive going, I thought. But Brady played well. It wasn't that he didn't play well. I knew the Rams were going to expose that weak secondary, and I think that is their Achilles heel. If a team like the Rams plays the Bucs, who is great offensively, especially in the passing play, then they're going to expose.
Leave it to Sean McVay to do something like that. He is definitely top 3 coach in the NFL.
Has to be.
He's just electric. I'll be honest. Matthew Stafford did start off the game a little rough. You started the game 1 for 6.
Yeah, then he lit it up. After
that he got hot. And when he got hot, it got spicy in there. I'll be honest, I was surprised that Tampa's defense couldn't really apply pressure on him. My man Matthew Stafford was sitting in the back pocket all day. I don't even think he got sacked in the game. He was just out there slinging it. And I understand Brady, he threw for a lot of yards, 432 yards. But if Brady's going to throw for 432 yards, he can't be your team's leading rusher.
Wow.
They couldn't run the ball against that front 4 or 5, 7.
And I'll be honest, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd was bringing pressure all night. I think that's the most pressure Brady's seen in almost probably last 6 games.
And that's gotta be the way. That's just been the way to get to Brady. Like it's literally that. This is the only Achilles heel throughout his entire career for Tom Brady is getting to him, having him pressure a little bit. That's it.
And then you have a guy like Jalen Ramsey who's going to shut down your best receiver, so that doesn't help.
But it was a fun game. It was a good game over there in LA.
Early the game was when Dean dropped that tip pass, should have been an interception, and then when Gronk dropped that, it would have been like a 40-yard completion when he dropped it around the 20.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
in the first quarter,
just missed it.
Fingertips.
It's because he got that pressure on him.
If those two plays, if Tom Brady and Gronk connect there and Dean gets that interception, hey, maybe Tampa's up 10-0 to start the game. You never know.
We can't wait for next Sunday Night Football. Bucks going to Foxborough.
I think that's a good one. I think we're in for a good.
They're in the moon right now.
Oh, they're probably sold out.
No, they want like 1,000.
Yeah,
over
Brady's coming back.
Brady's coming back. But do you think there's a little bit? We talked about it before. But do you think a little bit to the New England, like kind of overlooking New Orleans? Like New Orleans is not a bad team, but they're looking ahead to that week for a matchup at home. Maybe they bring their A game.
Yeah, at home, and you definitely want to show Tom up.
Nah, but that's the thing. I think the only reason the tickets are up so high, yes, his first game back in Tampa in Foxborough, but he's also going to break Drew Brees' passing record all time.
Yeah, wow. 150 something or something.
I know it's less than 200. I don't know the exact number, but
you might be storybook though. He comes back and
sets the record.
Beats them
in Foxborough.
It's like a
where Bill Belichick coaching against you, and your former owner Rob Kraft just sitting as a sky. At his suite, like,
and all those championships up there because
he's gonna have 6 rings on.
Hey, and this loss could be the loss that you just said you were worried about them not making the playoffs. This could be that little determining factor that New England
right now
start 1-3.
1-3.
Yep.
It's in 17 games, but it might not be enough.
Might not be. Let's talk about that Sunday night matchup. Packers, Bears. Too many penalties. I thought. Let the boys play, especially tripping, and then they don't call.
We got 49ers, right?
It was a tripping.
But you're gonna call that and not 2 plays before. You're not gonna call
interference
on Devontae Adams.
I wouldn't say it's a targeting, but definitely a legal hit.
Jeez, these refs. It's $1 billion industry, and we're relying on these fucking scumbags to call the game. This is ridiculous. They need to figure this out. The Packers should have won by 14 easy. They were in control the whole game. The 49ers didn't have one successful drive that penalties didn't help them. That game-winning drive, or supposedly game-winning drive, when they took the lead with Kyle Juszczyk, they had penalty on a PI that
it was a PI.
I don't even think it was a PI. That was, if you're gonna call that a PI, then what happened all day with the Packers?
You're not gonna give Jimmy G some props on that? That was an impressive drive with 2:34 left after being socked 4 times in the game.
We had pressure on him.
Around.
I don't think Jimmy G played that well, to be honest.
What you mean?
I think.
They came down. They started at what? It was 10-0.
Yeah.
Right? He threw a pick early. He 14-0. Got sacked 4 times. And you're in a position with 2 minutes to 34 seconds left to give your team the lead and win this game. And he doesn't. Drives them down the field. Throws great balls under pressure.
And you left Aaron with 36 seconds.
With him,
you can't do that.
You can't leave him with like 15 seconds.
Yeah. 37 seconds, no timeouts. Aaron Rodgers said, "Hold my beer." One quick thing before we go to you, Joe. How the fuck you gonna leave Devontae Adams open? Just understand you don't want to give up the deep bob and win the game, but how the fuck you not pressing or double coverage Devontae Adams in the zone?
Really, I'm doubling.
He should be your primary objective.
Onion, Scanley, Lazard, anybody besides.
But that's like Belichick's method right there. Is like your main weapon, your best weapon is not going to be the one to beat us. You're gonna have to beat us elsewhere.
I agree. I don't know.
That was just if you want to win the game, you take away his best option, let somebody else beat you. But
yeah, I just think that's a bogus call. Tripping, like
it was a tripping. It was.
But who the fuck calls tripping?
But Dylan, did he trip him? Yes or no? That was it was the correct.
What about when receivers are running and their feet get tangled up?
That's tangled up.
No.
Bro really went. He was being blocked. No, he couldn't get the sack. He stuck his foot out and tripped his dumb.
I don't.
That's what happened.
That's a baby call.
Dylan, I agree with you, but it was the correct call. So you can't be mad at the correct call. He did triple. I understand if he didn't, but he did.
I think the Packers were clearly the better team. They should have covered it, or they did cover. They were the underdog.
+4.
Yep. Boy. I had an awful week. I went 2-5. The only game we really didn't talk about, Seahawks. Sorry, Joe.
It speaks for itself.
I told you on Friday, Justin Fields ain't gonna do nothing. My man Myles Garrett's gonna go after him.
Big under.
What, 2.5 sacks? Big under.
It was an all under week pretty much.
Yeah, bro. I told you.
Unders another big under week. 12-4.
12-4. Crazy.
And dogs continue to fucking cover.
I
went 2-5. Elvis went 5-6. Joey went 7-6. Attaboy. Yep. So now my record overall 9-12. Elvis, you're 13-17. Joey, you're 20-23. You and I are 3 games under.
All right, we'll get him back.
Let's segue to tonight's matchup. Let's get a couple games. Let's get back in the win column. Eagles on the road taking on the Cowboys. Cowboys -3 favorites with the total 51.5. I'll start with you, Joe. How do you see tonight's game going?
Man, I see Cowboys. I think you're going to pretty much dominate. Eagles have been looking good. Eagles have surprised. Elvis has been on top of them. He liked them. I was very low on them. I really didn't think Jalen Hurts had it, but he's certainly an X factor for that team. I think Nick Sirianni's a decent coach. I think it's all working together, but they've always had dogs. Like, Eagles have actually always kept these core group of guys around that are ballers. Like, they don't, you know what I mean? They're trying to put food on the table for their family. Nothing's going to get in their way. So I've always appreciated about them, but man, I do think Dak is going to light it up. I think that the Cowboys are going to put on a little bit of a show in Jerry World. But I am riding with the over in a parlay because I'm thinking that both teams are going to be able to score. Like, we always talk about the Cowboys defense kind of being lax. I think it could go both ways. So maybe we get a close neck-and-neck NFC East battle here. The division isn't the best, but hey, we always have intriguing matches when they do get off. And this is going to be a primetime Monday Night Football game. You know how they go over there in Jerry World. Always interesting, always exciting. So yeah, my official play and what I'm doing is I'm taking a two-way parlay. I'm taking the Cowboys money line. How about them Cowboys? You know I got to roll with them there because I'm thinking that the 3 we talked about, I think it could be a push. I think it's, if it, like you said, Elvis, if it was maybe -2.5, maybe want to take the Cowboys there. But at 3 even, I'm thinking it's a push. So that's why I'm going to just side with the money line. And to get more juice out of it, I parlayed that with the over. Because like I said, I'm seeing both defense possibly getting taken advantage of. And let's see if both teams can utilize their weapons. For Eagles being the X factor in Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott getting the ball to his receivers. So I'm hoping we have a good event for tonight.
At +193, right? Your parlay?
That's the parlay, the two-way parlay at +193. Thank you for that.
No problem. Elvis, where are you going?
Tonight, I just feel like the Eagles is going to be a tough matchup for them. Dallas looks good. I'm going to be honest. They had a great game against Tampa. Should have won the game. They could have won that game. Great game against Tampa. Last week against the Chargers, they looked good. And I don't think the Eagles look good, but last week against the 49ers wasn't really impressive. So offensively, I don't think they could be able to keep up with the Cowboys tonight. So I'll be taking the Cowboys on the money line at -178. Like Joey said earlier, if it ends up dropping to like 2.5, I would really smash the 2.5. I think the Eagles, because it's a division opponent, they might end up covering. They might, win by 3. I think it's a push. I think it might be a push, but if it ends up being 2.5, smash the 2.5 Dallas.
I think it might go up to 3.5 for the Cowboys because it's at -122.
So it might be a 3.5. I like it, but you never know. Eagles is tough matchup. They might end up covering.
That's something you want to stay away from if it does get to 3.5.
Divisional matchup is always going to be more tighter than you expect it to be. Joey, I know you like the over just because of the division matchup. And, I don't think the Jalen Hurts is going to be able to put up a lot of points on this defense because this defense fly. Micah Parsons is a future star. Like, he's the real
love that
deal.
draft pick.
Yeah, he's looking legit. So I will lean the under, but my official play will be, how about them Cowboys money line at -178?
I'm with you.
I like the under tonight. I got it at 52 yesterday. It's at 51.5. I still like it. I'm going to go under. I can't see the Eagles offense putting up a lot of points tonight, especially Jalen Hurts likes to run the ball more than throw the ball. So hopefully I do think it's going to be a tight matchup. You got division rivals and the Dallas defense. They've improved. like you said, Minka Parsons, their secondary, they held the defending champs to like 27 points or something like that.
They do have a couple of missing pieces, don't they, though?
Yeah. So I don't know. And I also think it's important to note that the Eagles defense has improved as well, holding the 49ers to 17 points. And who they beat in the first week. The Falcons, they held him. They might be awful too, to like 6 points.
Good enough to beat the Giants, but
I do think this might be a low scoring, tight matchup. So I kind of see like a 24, maybe 27 to 20 game. So I'm gonna dive under 52 is my official play.
I like that.
Hey, you said it, unders, man. 12-4 as of yesterday, and I think overall they gotta be big in the green.
Oh, they are. I don't know overall with the 3 weeks, but I know that they're in the positive with the unders. Anything else before we get out of here? Elvis, I know the brooms should be out for you.
I did watch the baseball games over the weekend.
I ain't going. I deserve it because I'll be talking spicy about the Mets and the Jets. So you got it. It's all right.
Hey, it was a good game. It was a good couple games in Fenway. It really was.
Giancarlo Stanton went crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
You're in pinstripes, they said. Finally.
Let me give a lean. It might end up on my action later as official play. I'll let you know.
Oh.
I'd like Dak Prescott over 12.5 rushing yards tonight. Wow. I feel that's a low number. I feel like he's just.
What'd you say? 12.5?
Yeah, I think he just have to escape twice just to get 1 for 7, 1 for a first down. I think that's just, that's who that. They might even fake it and let him run it.
I was gonna say, are they not running the ball with him at 12.5 yards?
Yeah, I just looked at it now. It looks a little low. I like CD Lamb anytime touchdown at plus 100. He's the favorite.
I like Tony Pollard anytime touchdown.
Yeah,
they're taking him and running with him, right?
He's at plus 175. Devontae Smith, your boy, rookie, plus 175. Zeke plus 110.
I would say anytime defensive touchdown.
Wow.
What team? Cowboys?
Does it have to be specific? Then I would say I think I would probably go with the Cowboys for some reason.
I don't know. That's an interesting prop. I don't know if
can that fall in line with special teams return, or that's got to be separate.
Oh, defensive props. Let's see if it's here. Nah, it just says like players tackles.
Players, okay.
How many tackles for Minka Parsons?
He's not even there.
He's all over the field though.
Yeah. They got Leighton Vander Esch 6.5. Oh, okay. Under plus money.
Oh man.
All right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday with more picks, hot takes. Please follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review. All that good stuff helps us out tremendously. Be a friend, tell a friend, and everyone, best of luck.